locked.
What's up, YouTube? Back at you with another video. We're here with the season finale of season 5 of Snowfall. And first things first, round of applause. Round of applause. I personally enjoyed this season a lot more than I did. Well, I'm not going to say I enjoyed the season more than I did other seasons, but I feel like this season really hit home. I found myself pretty much looking forward to every single episode, that will come out every week. I can't say the same for some shows. Anyway, so I'm going to pretty much give my thoughts on what happened in the season finale and my thoughts on the development of some of the characters so far. So first things first, I'm going to say that I really like the way Leon has kind of evolved as a person. You know, he kind of started out as a character that I didn't really care about. To me personally, you know, Leon was kind of like Franklin's do-boy, his like sidekick that didn't really... It's like he had a mind of his own and he had his opinions, but because he was always in Franklin's shadow, it's like he was always reluctant to kind of give his thoughts or really kind of step out on his own. And this season, we really got a chance to see who Leon is as a person. And because, you know, his mentality has changed because he's not just a street dude anymore. You know, Leon has a consciousness, you know, not just any consciousness, but a black consciousness. And it's something that I identify with because I think one thing that he's struggling with right now, and it's something that I feel like us as a people in real life is struggling with, is the fact that there are those of us who we see greatness in each other. You know, and I'm talking about black people specifically. We see greatness amongst ourselves, but then yet you have other, you know, black people that don't even see their own potential. They don't see their own greatness. And it's gotten to the point where Leon feels like he just has to separate himself completely because, you know, these guys that he's been working with, you know, they're going nowhere no time soon. And I like that about him. You know, it's something that we got with Alton, but Alton, you know, I just feel like he went about it the wrong way. And I feel like Leon, it's like he's giving these guys food for thought and they could do with it, you know, what they will. You know, they could choose to, you know, kind of, you know, get down with it or not, because everything that he's talking about has actually happened in history. Just the fact that, you know, a gram of crack, you know, will give you the same amount of, you know, jail time as 100 grams of cocaine or however, you know, that equates in terms of weight and all the other types of shit. And he's telling these guys these things and they don't care. And I think we can all agree that there are certain people out there that are like that, that just don't want to do anything other than what they've been doing. You know, so these guys, they can't see past the hood. So Leon is trying to get out. So shout out to Leon and the actor that plays him. He did a really good job. Jerome. Now, I have a big problem with Jerome. My problem with Jerome is the fact that he clearly loves Louie a lot more than she loves him, and I feel like it's gonna get to the point where she's definitely gonna cut him loose at some point. And I don't even think he realizes it because he's just so enamored and in love with her that he just can't tell that she's gonna get, you know, so big-headed to the point where she's gonna feel like she don't need him anymore and she's gonna replace him. And the thing is, I called that in my last Snowfall reaction. So, you know, but I think I don't like how he's actually Franklin's uncle. Like, they're actually blood relatives. Louie is not related to Franklin. Like, her only relation with him is through Jerome. So, you know, she has no loyalty, you know, towards Franklin and them, but Jerome does, or at least he should. And the thing is, I'm not even sure if he really even knows the extent of what's going on, because I feel like Jerome and Louie, they had a bigger agenda from jump. You know, with the way season 4 ended, basically alluded to the fact that they are going to divulge and try to do their own thing as, you know, a power couple or Bonnie and Clyde, however it is that they wanted to do things. And clearly it's had the worst effect on their relationship. Now, mind you, Franklin did what he could and tried to, extend a olive branch to them for Louie to, throw it in his face, which I'll talk about Louie bitch ass later. But Jerome, it's like he's the one that could literally put his foot down and let Louie know, like, yo, that's my nephew. That's family. You can't do what you're doing, or at least there's nothing wrong with wanting to, do your own thing and go your own way, but there's a certain way to go about it. And the way that she's going about it, in my opinion, is probably the absolute worst way ever. So I feel like now Jerome has to stand up and he has to put his foot down as the man in the relationship. It's like Louie's the man, and then he's just there, just like to me, he's not even like her husband. To me, he's like her bodyguard that she's just having like an affair with, because Jerome doesn't go with her to meet with Teddy. He don't even go with her. So what does Jerome do at this point? What does he do at this point? But like just make vacation arrangements and, beat niggas up, telling niggas to get their squabbles up and shit like that. Like he's really just her bodyguard at this point. He's clearly not the brains behind the operation. He's literally just the muscle. And I hope that in season 6, Jerome takes a stand and he's like, yo, you know what? I gotta ride with Franklin. Like, I love you, but this is my family. Cissy is my sister. He's my nephew. And it's either you're going to choose us or you're going to choose yourself. But if you choose yourself, I can't rock with it. So that's my thoughts on Jerome. I think we all owe Veronique an apology, because everybody thought that she was going to be the one to ultimately, stab Franklin in the back. And I think they did certain things on purpose to kind of make her look like that, so that way most people wouldn't suspect Louie, to do what she ended up doing. I personally called it. I called it weeks ago. I had a feeling she was going to do that really since like episode 2, but I didn't know for certain until, episode 4 or 5, whatever, my last reaction was, where I knew she was going to do something. I think Veronique is actually there for Franklin. I think she's just not sure about the situation because she's pregnant, and her belly is only going to get bigger by season 6. So eventually Veronique is going to be a liability and her safety is definitely going to be compromised. That's why Franklin was like, yo, like, if you got to leave again, I can't blame you, because what's about to happen, some people ain't going to make it, and he would hate for her to die, her and his baby to die, because of some shit that he has to resolve. So she seems solid to me. I don't know who she ended up calling. I don't know if she called those 2 sisters or who she ended up calling, but clearly she has Franklin's best interest, at heart, because I think now she sees that, yo, like, he was gonna step away, but now it's a situation where he can't, because Teddy won't let him go. And not only he didn't let him go, but he took his means of letting him go, which is $73 million. So it's just like he has no choice but to address the problem. So it's like he can't even, you know what I'm saying? Because whatever assets that they have left, it's not even enough to cover the bills that they got, So fortunately he has her, there to support him. So shout out to Veronique. Now, here's my thing with Gustavo, right? Because I didn't do a reaction to the last few episodes, and I saw something that somebody said in one of the Facebook groups, maybe like either earlier this morning or yesterday, but somebody said that they did Gustavo dirty. No, Gustavo got his karma, because Franklin didn't have to go back for him, after he escaped that Quentin Tarantino, Tiger House. And then when those, Latino gangster dudes, caught him up, he could have just left him, but he didn't. He literally went back for him. So Gustavo owed Franklin his life pretty much. And Gustavo turned his back on him, obviously, because he's afraid for his life. But it's like, yo, like, bro, your situation is not going to end anyway. So at least, the least that he could have done would have been like, yo, this is Teddy's information, but, we going to team up, because at least, Franklin could use all the help that he can get. You know what I'm saying? And I was really disappointed in Gustavo, because with some of the shots that they got of him, like the reaction shots that they got in episode 9, I was like, okay, he seems a little bit unsure of Teddy. So I was like, I hope that he's going to have Franklin's back when it comes down to it. And he fucking slapped, Franklin in the face. And I was very disappointed in him. So, when he tried to skip town and get whatever money that he had in that storage and leave, when the cops came and got him, I didn't feel bad, because I grew to like Gustavo, but then it's like he took 10 steps backward in terms of character development. So it's just like, how can you do that to somebody that literally, saved your life? So, Gustavo, I hope he goes to jail. I hope they throw the book at him. I hope they put him underneath the jail, because that's what he deserves. Because when somebody, saves your life, like, he could have been dead. Like, it's like, I don't even know why, he was scared of Teddy, when it's like, bro, you were going to die that night if it wasn't for Franklin. So technically, you're on borrowed time. You're on borrowed time. Like, you're not even supposed to be here. I would have said that. I would have been like, bro, like, you on my time now. So you owe that to me. So he got what was coming to him. So Gustavo canceled, throwaway. Cissy, I didn't know how I felt about what she was doing, behind Franklin's back and behind closed doors, because I was like, you're working with some sort of, police or feds. So I didn't see that pretty much like working out in the long run. I'm like, yeah, she's trying to get, revenge and everything like that, but I don't really see like it ending well for all parties involved. Because to me, it's like, all right, they kill, Teddy, but then Franklin is going to go down. Regardless if she tried to warn him or not, or try to call things off, they're going to do what they're going to do. Because once you make an agreement with these people, it's like a binding contract. Kind of like with Franklin and Teddy. They had a working relationship that was pretty much like a binding contract. Like, there is no getting out of the game at that point. It's like, what movie have you ever seen where like the drug dealer really just gets to just leave and just leave things alone? I mean, shit, we saw it in Power. Ghost tried to, lead the game and then he got killed. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if somebody like him, who is such like a chess player and like a master of dealing with people, it still didn't work. So there's really no way that you can get into the drug business and then leave the drug business like completely unharmed. Because I thought Franklin was naive to really think that, he was just gonna say, oh yeah, I'm out, and then that's pretty much it. But his mom is really solid, because at the end of the episode, when he was just like, yo, the way that things are going, who I've become, it's not your fault. And I felt that, because it's just like, yo, like, you did your best, and it is what it is. But if you're not gonna be here to help, then it's best that you go, because you're not gonna want to see this. And then literally, this woman loves her son to pieces, because she was like, all right, if we gotta burn the city now, we gotta burn the city now. I got these connections. So if Teddy think that he the only one that's got like a whole country behind him or whatever, I got some shit too. And I was really happy to see that, she understands that this isn't Franklin's fault. Because once he had that LSD, mushroom, trippy experience that he had, that, set off a light bulb in him to try to, make amends. And it didn't work. So it's kind of like, what do you want him to do? And then even after that, things still went south. So it's just like, can you really blame him? It's like his back is against the wall. So like, I completely understand that. So the fact that Cissy is literally supporting him through pretty much like the roughest, phase of his life, it's like, shout out to Cissy. Now, for a slight second, I thought that Kane was actually going to end up being the villain and like the adversary for season 5, or the remainder of season 5. That's what I thought, but then Louie want to go ahead and do unnecessary shit, put him in the hospital. So I was like, oh, so then Kane is permanently out of commission, as for what I thought. Because I think somebody said he'll never walk again or something like that. But, when Franklin told him that Louie was the one who put him in the hospital, that pretty much put the hit out on him, he seemed all right to me. It's like his vision was already like back 2020. His heart rate was back up, and then he was ready to go. What I liked about Kane was that he has like a certain ferocity about him. And then not only that he's ferocious, but he's smart. Because for him to have organized all those hits on Franklin, like mad calculated and everything, I was like, yo, like I actually like his character. In fact, you know, the actor in real life, like his birthday is like a day before mine or the day after. So, you know, it's a cancer thing, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I really liked this character, and I hated the fact that I was like, dang, so they're gonna kill him. So I was like, that's it. So what Franklin did, which is really smart, and I'm gonna get to Franklin in a few, is that the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So essentially, it's like, all right, so not only does Louie have to deal with me, but Louie has to deal with Kane now, because Kane knows it was you. So, because, you know, I'm gonna talk about Louie in a minute, but, you know, so shout out to Kane. I can't wait to see, hopefully he gets out of the hospital and we get to see him get back active, you know, hit licks, you know, catch a few bodies and shit like that. I like, you know, if Kane gotta kill Jerome to get to Louie, I won't be mad, because those two canceled. Now Teddy, I never liked him. I never liked this dude. You know, it's like I didn't hate him, but I didn't like him either, because pretty much throughout this whole entire series, up until recently, he didn't really give you anything to go off of. You know what I'm saying? It's like he never really, like, I mean, obviously he did like fucked up shit, clearly. I mean, he's the reason why, you know, that whole area is infested with drugs, and it's a whole conspiracy, you know, with, you know, the government, you know, things like that. But I didn't really hate him, but I didn't like him either. Right? But now, it's like, what do you expect? You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't do anything that I probably didn't already expect from him already, because I didn't put it past him to ultimately stab Franklin in the back when it came down to it, because eventually they were going to part ways, and unfortunately it had to, you know, be because of Louie, because Franklin already said, he was like, yo, I wouldn't have quit if you didn't go behind my back and then deal with Louie, which is cutting money out of my pocket. So really, that's on him. Like, everything that's happening really is also his fault. You know what I'm saying? And this guy, like, you would think, now here's my thing, although naive on Franklin's part, you would think that with the explanation that Franklin provided, which is basically like, yo, I did everything that you asked me to do this whole entire time. I've made you money. I've been pretty much the perfect, you know, distro, you know what I'm saying, distributor, whatever he is. I've been the perfect connect for you up until this point. So you would think that he would just be like, you know what, you're right, because I told you to kill your friend, you did it. You know, when I had to off your pops, you didn't really get in the way of that. You know what I'm saying? So everything between the two of them is strictly business. This man could not give Franklin not one freebie, not one, like, you know, coupon for, like, you know what, like, all right, you know what, you're good. Because I feel like, hey, without any interference from Franklin, Louie would be fine. So it's like, what does he really need Franklin for? I don't know why he kind of did what he did. But you know what it is? I feel like it's because Franklin threatened him over the phone while he was, you know, under the influence. And when he threatened him, Teddy took that personal. So Teddy was already trying to set up Franklin and doing shit right after that. So it wasn't even the fact that he quit. It was the fact that he threatened him mad unsolicited. Because when Franklin called him and threatened him, Teddy was like shocked. And he was taken aback. And then when he didn't even say anything over the phone. I think like Franklin just said what he said, you know, made threats. And then Teddy just got off the phone. He was like, oh shit, like this motherfucker really means that shit. And then that's when he was like, all right, cool. So if you say you're going to kill me, then I'm going to fuck your whole shit up. So, you know, and I don't know if I think he told him that he was under the influence. But Teddy was like, yo, I don't care. Because, I mean, look at everything that ended up happening anyway. So, my thing is, I don't see things ending well, period. Because Teddy has too many resources. He has too many people behind him. And then Franklin, you know, I guess after he teams up with the KGB, it's just not gonna go well. But if Teddy can die, I will be a very happy guy. I hope Teddy dies. I hope his stupid ass girlfriend dies too. If those two, they can go. They're canceled. You know, I hope they're gonna be gone in season 6. So Teddy, straight to the trash. Who else? I think Wanda. I didn't like the fact that she was like a basehead crackhead. I think every time I would see her on screen in like the previous seasons, I would like gag because she was just, you know, like disgusting. But it's nice to see that, you know, she cleaned herself up and she reformed and all of that and, you know, whatever. And I think, you know, her and the actor who plays Leon, I think they're actually dating in real life. I'm not sure, but, you know, shout outs to those two as a couple. All right. Louie. Such an ingrateful, treasonous, traitorous, arrogant, overambitious, self-righteous bitch. Louie, it's like, where the fuck does she get off doing everything that she's doing? Like, who sent you? Who told you to do this? It wasn't Jerome. It wasn't Teddy. So it's like, I don't know where the fuck all of this treasonous behavior came from, but this bitch is like the fucking definition of a fucking Benedict Arnold. Like, if you were to go in the dictionary and look up traitor, this bitch's name has to be next to it. So when they update the dictionary, the Webster's dictionary, whatever, they have to put her fucking picture in there because this bitch is a fucking, like, oh my gosh, like I fucking can't stand Louie. And it's like now all of a sudden she's so happy, like you could almost say she's glowing. Like look at her laid up all in the bed with Jerome. It's like, how the fuck can you feel good about yourself stabbing, you know, technically your nephew in the fucking back? Like there's just some people that are just shitty human beings, and Louie is a shitty human being with her big ass fucking gums. It's like every time this bitch cracks a fucking smile, all you see is gums. Like, yeah, you might see some fucking teeth, but you just see straight gums. And I'm like, yo, this bitch needs to stop fucking smiling because I'm tired of seeing this shit. And then her and that crackhead basehead cop, you know, a Scraggly or Gruggly, whatever the fuck his name is, they're like this. And it's like, yeah, two shitty peas in a pod. Like, of course, the two worst characters in the show are like best friends, and then they just work together and shit like that. Like birds of a motherfucking feather flock together, because motherfucking Louie is a goddamn bird. She's literally like a bird that got let out the cage and just all of a sudden don't know how to act. It's like she got a little bit of money, a little bit of clout, a little bit of power, and then like literally she's just fucking out of control. Even after Franklin was like, yo, you know what, I was wrong, Louie. You know, I'm willing to do this for you, this and that. And then bitch still was like, oh nah, you know what I'm saying? Because she has her own little, you know, snake fucking agenda. Like straight snake fucking rat, like a fucking insect. I cannot stand her. She's like the pure regression of character development. Like I don't remember the last time, or I can't think of the last time I saw a character that literally just went backwards, like just straight backwards. Like literally, it's almost as if like she just wakes up in the morning. It's like, how can I find ways to ruin Franklin's life? How can I find ways to be a shitty human being? Like Jerome is not even like, Jerome is actually a decent guy. He just don't think for himself, or he's just a simp. He just don't think for himself. But Louie is just like, oh my gosh, like she makes Manboy look like a decent person. She makes Scully look like a decent person. And these motherfuckers are like the worst characters in the show. Damn near. You know what I'm saying? It's like Franklin went to go meet with her. And literally, if she would have just cooperated from the beginning, none of this would have happened. Like, just do what Franklin is asking you to do. If it wasn't for Franklin bringing them in, because if I'm not mistaken, Louie didn't want to be, you know, in the drug business. As far as I'm concerned, if I remember right, she didn't even want to be involved, or she didn't have these big ass aspirations that she had. Last I checked, Louie was a fucking prostitute, you know what I'm saying, for Jerome anytime they want to make deals with that other, you know, lesbian, you know, lady, whatever her name was. I don't even remember her goddamn name. So it's like, where did all of this come from? Like, I just don't understand. Franklin went to go meet up with her, and he's like, yo, like, I'm in trouble. You're the only person that I can rely on. You're the only person that can help me right now. She meets up with this guy. And then literally, you could she's always plotting because she had her stupid, gruggly, scraggly, dirty cop ass nigga hiding somewhere. So when it was time for him to make the jump on Franklin, he was ready to do it. And then she want to be laughing and grinning and all this shit like it's a motherfucking game. It's like, yo, I would have pulled the gun on her too, and I probably would have shot her. Honestly, just for cracking a smile in this situation, I probably would have shot her. And then her little cop bodyguard, whatever, I would have just a quick turn, pop his ass too, because it's just like, yo, like I was just as pissed off as he was, and I probably rewinded that scene like maybe like 5 to 10 times, because it's like, yo, bitch, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, you're gonna tell me where you guys are gonna fucking meet at. It's like, yo, all you have to do is cooperate. You can have what you want, just fucking cooperate. All Franklin wants to do is get his money, take his girl, take his mom, and leave the goddamn country on a plane, whatever it is he's gonna do, and raise his family and live legit. You can have it, that's fine, do whatever you want to do, but don't get in the way of my shit. Franklin told her that a long ass time ago. This nigga warned her. She want to act like this is not Franklin Saint. It's like she forgot who this nigga is and then what it took for this nigga to get to where he's at. Like, you gotta understand, Franklin went through mad adversity to get to this point. What did Louie go through to get to where she got to? It's like she got shot and ended up in the hospital, and then she think all of a sudden that gives her license to be who she's trying to be right now. It's like, no. You didn't go through anything. All she's trying to do is steal it from the nigga that actually went through all this shit to earn it. This is why he's so mad at Teddy, because it's like, yo, like, she's not even built like that. And then yet she want to come out and then think that she's this hot shot, big shit, talking big shit, trying to call the shots and everything like that. And on top of that, she was like, the next time I see you, I'ma kill you. Woo! Woo! That was me. It's on. I would have been like, say less. No more talking. Straight Calvin from Alton was Calvin and paid in full. I would have been like, I'll see you later.
You're doing your thing with your man, and that's cool. He's a funny guy and all that. Yeah. So, I'm a step. Alright? But I'll see you later.
That's it. I would have said, you know what? That's fine. But I'll see you later. And then that would have been it. Because Louie, like, this whole season, to like encapsulate season 5 in one quote or phrase, it'd be your own people. It'd be your own people that will stab you in the back, that'll do shit, strategize to try to, you know what I'm saying? It's like Franklin has to feel like Kanye West when Kanye was like, yo, you can't do enough for people out here. So how about I stop? Literally, it's like you can't. It's like they always want more. They always want some more shit. It's like whatever it is you give them, it's not enough. You give them an inch, they want 2 inches. You give them 2 inches, they want a mile now. They want 10 yards. They want 50 yards. It's like, yo, you gotta chill because you're not built like that. So Franklin, even without the money, he's still Franklin. He's a chess player. He's smart. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna hit him where it hurts. So if they're gonna take my money, cool. Then I'm gonna take theirs. You know what I'm saying? So if you really want to do this shit, okay, so let's do this then. I don't blame him at all. If somebody is going to die in fucking season 6, it is going to be Louie. And what's gonna probably happen is that Louie is gonna get caught up. Something is gonna happen because you can't do all the shit that she's been doing, have this shitty behavior, not hold yourself accountable, and think that that shit's not gonna come back to you. Jerome is gonna die along with her. Jerome, because you know who honestly would jump in front of a bullet for Louie? No one except for Jerome. So when whoever's gonna try to kill Louie is gonna end up shooting Jerome first, because he's obviously gonna jump in front of the bullet. So we know Jerome not gonna make it out of season 6. He's not gonna make it. You know, but Louie has to die. Louie, Gruggly, whatever his fucking name is, Jerome, I'm sorry, Jerome, your ass gotta go too. Cause I remember he beat up Franklin for no reason. I didn't even remember why he beat him up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, like, the thing with these shows is that they really, like, these writers really create these despicable, disgusting, rat, insect, worm, snake of characters. And then like Louie is like the epitome of it, because she gets such a rush from stabbing people in the fucking back with her big ass smile, with her bigger gums to fucking go along with that shit. Like I cannot stand that bitch. I cannot stand that bitch. I would tell Franklin, I'll off that bitch myself. You even gotta do it. Don't even worry about it. I'll off her myself. So Louie, you got a bullet with your name on it. I hope she don't make it out of season 6. Louie, cancel. Now, what I have to say about Franklin, I really have to say about Damson Idris, right? Damson Idris, elite level acting. Very inspiring to watch him literally lead this show with, such pizzazz and charisma and skill and talent and like consistently, just bringing that element that we probably wouldn't get from any other actor that I could probably think of. And then you also get to just see how much he's grown as a performer from season 1 to season 5, particularly when he has that exchange with himself or his subconscious mind in that room. That was really cool to see, because his energy is literally like, on a scale of 1 to 10, he's on like 20. So Damson Idris is great. I don't really have any critiques of Franklin's character, to be honest with you. And if I did, I would just say that, he was just naive to think that, Teddy was just gonna just let him go. I mean, if he was a good person, if he was a decent human being, he would just be like, you know what, you're right. That's fine, go ahead. But he didn't do it. And me, if that was me, I would have planned for that. I would have planned for Teddy, to stab me in the back. So I would have already moved my money. I would have had a lot of shit already moved. So when he goes to try to fuck with my shit, it's already gone. So he's gonna think, oh shit, he already knew I was gonna be on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So it would have been that much more harder, because in these situations, in life, it's chess, not checkers. It's chess, not checkers. And some people, they be playing checkers. And I feel like, as smart as Franklin is, and maybe he was just stressed out and very emotional, he wasn't thinking. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he made, that stupid move. But he's a lot smarter than that. And clearly, before the end of the episode, because it's like he started off as a victim, a victim of just treasonous acts against him. But then he ended as still a power player, even without all his money. Still like back to basics, because he's doing what it takes, or he's doing exactly what it took to get him where he got to. So that's why Franklin really is my favorite character on the show. Like shit, when I first started watching Snowfall, I used to skip all Teddy and Gustavo parts just to see what Franklin was doing. So like, you know what I'm saying? Because Gustavo and Teddy, to me, they were throwaways from the beginning. I didn't really give a shit about their story. You know what I'm saying? And clearly I was right. I don't give a shit about what happens to the two of them now. So anyway, those are my thoughts on the season finale of Snowfall, and those are my semi predictions of what's gonna happen in season 6. If you made it to the end of this video, I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and consider subscribing to the channel. And with that said, I will see you on the next one. Peace.